three things that I want people to get from my work when they see it is happiness, knowledge and pride. I want people to find happiness when they see it, to show that lockdown wasn't all for nothing and that what we've created actually brings happiness to people and hope, because it's been such a long time of being sort of in like a roundabout situation when you don't know what's going to happen. So I just really want my work to bring that out in people, that happiness. I want people to obviously find knowledge from what we showcase as well, because I find that we've all had moments of either ignorance or we just haven't been educated about some things that have happened and that have emerged during lockdown. So I would love for this project to really expand people's minds and educate some people about certain topics. And then I just want people to be proud. I want people to be proud of being working class, being Yorkshire, being from Bradford, being from Leeds, Huddersfield, anywhere. Like, I just want people to be so proud and that amazing things can happen in the north and that it's not just the south that always have these amazing productions and projects going on. Like, the north can do it too.
I would want the audience to own the pieces of art, the messages, and I hope that the messages will have a lasting impression on them. Secondly, I would want them to shout it about, like to be sharing the message widely, commenting, and engaging with the different messages in different ways. And thirdly and lastly, I would want them to be the agents of change. Where things need to be improved, they will be the ambassadors fighting for these changes, and they will believe in the importance of the key messages and the implementation process.
From the project work that I've been doing, I would quite like people to take away the idea that everyone's experience of lockdown has been different, and some people have had it more difficult than others, especially people in working class environments where they've had to go into work, for example, essential workers, cleaners, shop workers, bus drivers, and that it's been a higher risk for them. And then that also perhaps some people at home, even if they've been able to work from home and stayed at home, that they've not had it easy either, and that issues such as mental health and the environment that you live in has had an effect on people. So I want people to realise the sort of variety of experiences people have experienced, and then I also would like people to see that we've actually had fun doing the work, and we've taken something negative, the pandemic, the lockdown, and we've had a sort of fun twist on it, and we've sort of had a little bit of a positive sort of way of expressing creativity through doing the Under the Sea song and video. So I just want people to maybe take away that we've enjoyed doing the project and had fun. And then also, finally, I would like people to understand the way that it's allowed artists, creatives to offer a creative response. So it's a new motivation to give us things to talk about politically, how the pandemic's been dealt with from a political viewpoint, and issues surrounding that, as well as a social, economical viewpoint, and how our art and creativity has sort of responded to that. So people can realise that artists, creatives are important, and that perhaps we're the ones documenting it and offering different viewpoints, whether it's a fun take or whether it's a more serious approach, highlighting the risks and issues people have experienced.
The message that I want to get across to people about my project work is, number one, remember to always look after each other, even after the pandemic is under control. Local communities have pulled together to make sure that everyone is okay. This has been very special to see. Number two, do not forget the government's inadequacies. Number three, always be grateful for the key workers, from the NHS staff to the checkout workers, bin staff and cleaners. That's not in any particular order. They are all important. We couldn't have coped without any one of them.
The work that I've done, I would like people to see that there has been different experiences of lockdown. Not everybody's lockdown has been the same. All of us have experienced privilege or over some and other ways. You know, some people haven't got gardens, some people do, and then in other ways people have had jobs and other people haven't. Some people have had no income, but some people have had furlough, things like that, and some people have had family, some people have been their own. So I think it's just knowing that even though you might not think yourself as the richest person in the world, you may have had more privilege over somebody else, and just kind of being aware that everyone's had a different experience. And I've used that into more of an extreme situation with my rap, where I looked at like a lady who was a mum and who was living on the breadline and very, very affected by COVID-19, as opposed to a perhaps more middle class person who, or maybe not even a middle class person, but just someone who was basically all right. And other than that, I would just like some people to just enjoy it. Like, I made the Under the Sea video, had lots of fun recording that, making the lyrics, which haven't necessarily been the most serious thing in the world, but although it has serious points to it, it's there just for fun. It's not, it's not high budget with the way it's been filmed and stuff on my iPhone, but it's just been fun to make, and I would just like people to enjoy it, have a little laugh and a smile.
3 things I want people to take away from this video. Number 1, I want people to know and understand about the situations of different families and how we can help them. Number 2, how people can make use of this time and show their hidden talent. Number 3, I want people to know time like this can bring everyone together.
3 things I would like the audience to get from our work. 1. Despite the pandemic, working class artists are still as prevalent as before, and we are the most adaptable. 2. I want them to see for themselves the working class mentality, how we're able to get on with things with our sleeves up, to see how powerful we are, that our voices matter. 3. That working class voices are represented on and off the screen. I want people to see our work and be inspired, to think, I can do that too.
1. To develop empathy towards those who have had no choice but to continue working as normal, either because of the type of work that they do or because they can't afford not to, the elementary and the key workers. 2. Raise awareness about workplace inequality in the UK. Some people have been lucky enough to spend the last few months working from the comfort of their homes on full pay, whilst low-paid people have been more likely to have to go to work, more likely to be furloughed, and less likely to receive a good level of sick pay. And number 3, the arts are not useless. Art has the power to bring people together, even if it's via video conferencing, to inspire and to soothe.
What I would really like for people to take away from the project that we've all been taking part in is a working class point of view that I feel is not usually at the forefront of general conversations and media outlets. I feel like we take a big part of the population up, but we don't always get our point of view across, and I think that is really important, especially with the majority of key workers, and fundamental parts of making sure the country is running properly has been resting on the shoulders of working class people. I also want people to get from it a comfort in the creativity, because we're all a mixed bunch of people, different levels of experience and interests, and we've all had the opportunity to enjoy a creative outlet, and being able to express ourselves has definitely helped all of us deal with lockdown and the kind of mental health repercussions and just general well-being. So I hope people see what we've done and think, actually, I might give that a go. And then finally, what I'd really like people to take from this, especially the focus on mental health and well-being, is that actually you can reach out, and there's information intertwined in the work about people that haven't experienced mental health problems before,
that it very well could happen to them, and having that awareness and that kind of motivation to seek help and knowing that you might need the help actually is a really great big step for a lot of people to just take that step and say, actually, I do need help. And I really hope that people get that from the work that we've produced.
3 things I want audience to take out of this project is I would want people to know that how Blooming Buds has made a difference to me and my son in these difficult times, and how other companies can do the same and make differences to adults, young people, to overcome barriers. Number 2 is this project has made us realize the value of lives, people, and mostly the community, how lucky we are to have all these things. And to remember to help in times like this exactly the way people have helped us out, and give something back, even if it's a little.
I really hope that when people see our exhibition online, it really causes them to think about how lockdown has been very different for lots of different people and the privileges that people have had. Also, I really wanted to shed light on how it's been difficult as an artist to be creative in this time and productive, because it's such a difficult and different working environment in your own home, with limited access to space, to resource, with other family commitments right next door to where you're trying to work, kind of thing, and sort of the need to try and be creative and productive to apply for funding, because otherwise we won't survive. And also, I hope people really enjoy it, and it really brings light and positivity to a lot of people, as it has been a difficult time.
I want to show how colourful and creative people's minds are, even through the darkest times. Even though there are universal feelings of fear, not everyone's in the same boat, and we shouldn't be quick to assume or judge. And finally, how important the arts are for a creative outlet, and it's for everyone.
How isolation and quarantine has had an effect on the mental health of their family members, and to encourage more people to have more open conversation with family about how lockdown has had an emotional toll on them. The second thing is to develop a deeper understanding of how how everyone's experiences of lockdown will be completely different, depending on everything like wealth, age and occupation, and to understand how different their experiences might be to their friends. And the third one is to consider, if they were involved in the project, what part of their own experience of lockdown they would want to create work about and how they would present it.